carried away with the success of the Cowboys so far. You know who's among them? Amari Cooper is among them. Amari Cooper is thinking super thoughts. He says when you're on a roll like this, you start thinking about a Super Bowl. That's just the reality of it. You start to want it more and more the closer you get, and you start to worry about the little things more. Bart Scott, what do you think of those comments from Amari Cooper?
No, he's right to think that, but I just don't think you verbalize that because that puts a bullseye on your back. Now, listen, they're a team that's going to win that division. No, I remember, like, when Rex said that, now we got team's best effort because they wanted to make sure that we put our foot in our mouth. And, like, listen, this team has everything. This guy, on the road, what you have to pack in the playoffs is a run game and a defense. The defense is opportunistic, and that's usually what happens. That's what you need from a defense when you can salt away possessions and run the football like they're able to run. But it is a very long season. And, you kind of just want to stay underneath the radar. You don't want to kind of – and I know that's hard to do for any Dallas Cowboy, because they are the franchise that is the most popular America's team. But, I would just want him to keep those comments to himself and keep it amongst each other. They have a lot to deal with, and what I don't want them to do is get complacent because their schedule is relatively easy, and then all of a sudden you get in the playoffs, it's a different level, and now you're playing against teams that can punch back.
Well, Lewis, you said earlier on the program you think this is a must-win game for New England, which sort of made it sound to me like you consider this a week where the Cowboys could stumble here, as you have watched Dallas, and they have been the talk of the sport so far. What are you seeing?
Yeah, offensively, there's no question that they are in a premium sweet spot, meaning no matter what you do, whatever you try to focus on, they can hit you with the counterpunch because they're that well-rounded. You put 8 in the box, they're going to kill you one-on-one on the outside. You put 2 high and really try to play umbrella, you see what they can do with with Zeke and Tony Pollard. They can just bludgeon you right down the middle of the field and just run you out of that 2 high shell. And then as soon as Dak says, look, I think you're going to be in single high here, he's going to try and push the ball down the field. So that's a problem. Now, defensively, they're not a finished product by any means. They feast off of turnovers. This team feasts off of the turnover differential. They're number 2 in the NFL. They're +7. And we know that turnovers equate to, or rather winning the turnover differential equates to winning in the NFL. And it's no different with Dallas. And they have got it in their favor right now, just like the Buffalo Bills that are number 1 in the NFL, I believe at +11. They're steamrolling people because extra possessions for an explosive offense means more points, which means more pressure on the other team's offense. And then they put the ball in the air, and then that's when Trayvon Diggs goes to work. So this is all just it's a great formula for them right now. We'll see if New England can break it because I know this. Bill preaches the same thing. Get turnovers, take the ball away from the other team. Don't beat yourself. Dallas isn't beating itself right now. They have to find a way to make them beat themselves. We'll see. They're desperate, that being New England. Dallas right now is riding high, as Amari Cooper obviously has already kind of illuminated to the rest of us.
That's right. And to that point, Trayvon Diggs, he has a catch in every game this year, and he plays defense. So it's just a remarkable stat in every imaginable way. So when you have one of the team stars talking Super Bowl, what do you think?
I'm okay with it. You know why? Because all Amari Cooper did was say the quiet part out loud. The difference is this Bills team that I just covered treated a few years ago, they would have treated that game beating the Chiefs like they won the Super Bowl. Now they're like, we have bigger goals. We're not worried about week 5. But the Cowboys are the same way. But we put the expectations on the Cowboys. Every year we're like, are the Cowboys legit? And some of us at this table actually was high on the Cowboys in the offseason.
That's true. No, you were 100%.
Put that chip in the middle of the table.
No,
put something on that. You want to put your eyebrows on it? No, just play.
Unlike you, I'm not about to bet that. No,
that was actually me. She was coming out with that one. But I will come back to you because you said when Rex would do all this, she said the quiet part out loud. There was no quiet part with Rex Ryan, obviously, when he's a coach or as an analyst. Right. So you're saying that you think that can matter when guys start talking that way?
Of course, because everybody's looking to make a name for themselves, and teams are looking for respect. So how do you get that respect? You get that respect from the flavor of the week. And the flavor of the week right now to Dallas Cowboys. So if you can unseat them, so now you're going to get every team's best effort. So what you want to do, you don't want to make sure that they come out there with all that enthusiasm because, you always want to have a flat game where you're kind of beat up, you're tired, and you're trying to be lethargic. You saw that with the Ravens on Monday night. They thought they can get by the Colts, and now they was in a bigger fight than they wanted because they had an opponent that wanted to make.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.